What's an unspoken rule on a first date? If you don't know the person very well, then for the first date, go for coffee or ice cream. Do not go out for something that takes long, because if you realize within the first 5 minutes you don't like them, it will be hard for you to escape. If you like them, you can then suggest doing something longer. Told a guy from a dating app that I didn't like movies for the first date for those exact reasons, and also because for the first date you should be getting to know each other to see if the relationship is worth pursuing, which is impossible to do in a theater. He insisted on going to the movies as a first date. I went along with it because we were from different towns and meeting in between in a town I wasn't familiar with, so I didn't know what other options we really had. Guy ended up just wanting to make out the whole time. Had to wait out the entire movie to make a casual run for it. 0/10 He did not get a second date. He was decently nice, from what I gathered in the little time we actually had to chat. Just not at all what I was looking for, since I like to take things more slowly. If you're asking someone out on a date, be prepared to pay for both of you, and then offer to pay for both of you. If they insist on paying, then fine, but be prepared to pay regardless. If someone asks you out on a date, or on any kind of outing, romantic or platonic, always assume that they're not paying for you. Make sure you can afford your side of the date and actually try to pay for it. If they plan on paying, they'll let you know, especially if they see you pull out your wallet. Some men, stop freaking out when women insist on paying for things, or even just for their side of the date. It's not an insult to your masculinity. Your partner is your equal, not your child. You are still 100% a man if you're not the one financially taking care of every little thing. There's a difference between being a gentleman and being patronizing and controlling. Some women, men don't have to pay for every single thing, or even most things. This is an outdated way of thinking and a dumb tradition at the literal expense of men. It's okay to accept their offers to pay for something every once in a while, especially on the first date, but it's not okay to do it every single time, nor is it okay to expect men to pay as a default. We say we deserve equal treatment. Let's act like it. This is getting embarrassing. 33 years old guy here. The 7 B's come to mind. 1. Be honest. 2. Be clean and well groomed. 3. Be interested. 4. Be interesting. 5. Be polite. 6. Be responsible. 7. Be yourself, unless you're an RSE. If you are, stop dating and start working on yourself. Here's a subset of rules for the uninitiated that relate to the 7 B's. Dress appropriately, see Rule 2. Whoever asked pay unless there's an agreement, polite. Don't get drunk unless you both get drunk, see Rule 5. Bring protection, responsible. Neither of you owe each other anything. It's okay if you don't vibe well together, see Rule 1. You're not a SLT if you bang on the first date. Neither is the other. I haven't been single for 13 years though, so I'm a bit out of touch. Don't talk about your ex dress according to the kind of date you're having. Don't dress too formal or too casual. Take a shower and use cologne, but don't use too much. Don't vent about all your problems. No cell phone. Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much alcohol. Let her talk and listen to what she says. Don't try to be the focus of every topic. Show interest in what she says, but don't be too obsessed about anything. Go with the flow. Politics and religion are a no-no, usually. Compliment her look/smell, but don't make it weird. Don't sound like a creep. Talk about your hobbies, job, future goals, etc., and ask for hers, but make it casual. It's a date, not a job interview. Ask her how she feels about pets and show interest on seeing her pet photos if she wants to share with you, but if you show photos of your dog/cat and you have 10 cats and 5 dogs, maybe you should think about how much you want to share. Seeing 2 cat pics is cute/fun, but flipping trough 20 cat pics and videos can get old very fast. Try to keep your eyes up to her eyes, not up to her boobs. You can talk about friends in common if you have any, but don't shit on them. Just don't talk shit about anybody, period. If you feel like you don't like the place you are having your date, you can present the idea of changing locations, but don't ask her to continue the date at your house. That just sounds like FCK this date. Let's just have sex at my place. Don't drink too much. Seriously. I'm all for taking a single shot just to calm my nerves, but how the hell are you supposed to get to know someone when you're too drunk to remember the encounter? Recently had a very bad first date where this guy started dinner with 4 shots. He kept insisting on me having another drink because he was paying anyway. I set a solid limit of 2 drinks before I went out and told him this. I paid for my drinks meal on principle. Made an excuse to get home early. Now he's having a conversation with himself in my DMs. Both should know it is a date. This happened with my partner and I. I assumed it was a date. Hiking together in a secluded national park trail. Talking for hours in the car when it started bucketing down with rain. He just thought he was making a new friend. 3 dates in of similar activities, and I thought he was just super respectful and shy. Finally got drunk one night and sent him a photo of my SS. He didn't quite know where to put his face, he was so surprised. A few months into dating properly, and he reveals he had no idea we were going on dates. Had a crush on me but just thought I was a cool person and liked hanging out with me. Had no idea I was into them. 5 years together this October. Edit, didn't know where to put his face is an old English expression I picked up from Discworld. It means to be very embarrassed, blushing. Seeing something naughty and not knowing where to look. I love the expression, so thought I'd use it. Did not expect 100 or so replies of your SS, but that's on me for being so naive. Similar with my husband and I. We were co-workers, so I think we were both playing everything super safe, but we got along so well and liked hanging out as friends. First time we hung out, we were hiking out in the desert mountains and I told him if he got seriously injured, I wouldn't be able to carry him out completely. He was almost twice my size then, but I could make a passable tourniquet and cut one or both of his legs off and carry his stumpy body out. Tell me that's not love. We went bowling one night just as friends. It was 2-for-1 pictures of blue moon, so of course we were hammered, decided it would be unwise to drive home, so we got a hotel room together across the street just to wait out the evening. We didn't do anything that night. He was like, I can sleep on the chair, you can have the bed, and I was like, I'm comfortable no matter what, and he was like, do you want to put pillows down the center? And I was like, I really don't care, whatever is comfortable for you. It was because he was so respectful that I realized, oh my god, I'm actually in love with this man. The next morning, it was on like Donkey Kong. There is a certain level of initiative that's respectful, courteous, and possibly, not always, desired. If you're walking her to her door, it might be okay to kiss her and thank her for the amazing evening, if you had one and you read the signals right. Do not assume that every man or woman likes a kiss or expects one on the first date. Make it a topic of conversation sometime on this date. Clear the air and get consent. Do not assume that a woman wants to be thrust against a wall in a steamy flight of passion with your rigid boner carving a canal in her leg. Do not assume that a man is expecting to see your tits tonight and spend 3 hours perfecting your porno bounce for that niche moment they might not even like. And for goodness sake, normalize going Dutch on the first date. First dates are not all-you-can-eat buffets, or prepaid grocery shopping trips, or open bar tabs. It's 2 people meeting one another in a vulnerable situation. Be nice, be human, be careful, be courteous.